Hello beer tubers and welcome to another on the road video with me, Peter the Master of Hoppets. We haven't made one of these in ages because COVID, but now we're on the long awaited summer holiday, which I talked about in my previous vlog, and we're in Cologne, first stop of the journey. Sorry for the bad lighting and everything in here. It was hard to just find somewhere where it was kind of okay, so we're using the phone and whatnot. Hopefully you can also hear me for all the noise, but we're at Gaffel Kölsch, the Gaffel Kölsch brewery. First up of this Cologne tour, we're going to hit up some quite famous Kölsch producers. We're going to have some food, and yeah, it's going to be nice. So the first glass of Kölsch in Cologne, in this tiny little Kölsch glass. It looks great. I've had Gaffel a few times before at Miklos Beer Festival, but never fresh from the source. So if you don't know about Kölsch, top fermented German ale. Some say technically not, but yeah, and they come in these small glasses, and you just sit and drink. I think it's like 20 centiliters, and as soon as you finish your glass, they will just pour you another one, unless you put your coaster on top of the glass. That means you're finished. So let's have our first taste of Kölsch. It smells quite nice. It smells not far off of Pils. Cheers. Not far off Pils at all. Really refreshing. It's a bit more fruity. It has a bit more of an apple-y, pear-like quality. But there is a classic German hop profile, like noble hops, like spicy, grassy hops, slightly floral nuances. But these small glasses, they're going to be done in 2 gulps. But it's really tasty. It's I think if you think of style, it's almost like this one tastes like a really fruity Helles or something like that. It's got more fruitiness maybe than Helles because you have a touch of a fruity ester. But it's really nice, really refreshing. Again, fairly crisp, not crazily heavy carbonated, but it's fairly crisp. Also because of the Pilsner malt, it's just a joy to drink. This is the drink of choice in Cologne. We're gonna maybe also hit off a more modern craft beer spot. We'll see if we have the time. We only got the afternoon and the night here before traveling on to Alsace in France. Yeah, I almost already finished mine. That's a testament to how drinkable this is. Grassy, peppery, floral, pear, crackery malt. It's just a slugger. It's 10 times better than drinking it from the bottle or cans that I've tried. Just having it really fresh here at the source. But I'm looking forward to trying the other Kölsches. We're not going to have too much at each place because we got a few places to visit. So yeah, cheers. Thumbs up for sure. 2 thumbs up. The atmosphere, everything is really nice. Cheers guys, and see you at the next spot. Okay guys, so we just left the Gaffel Am Dom. This is Nana, by the way. She's never been in a video, but it's my girlfriend. And she's getting to drink a lot of Kölsch today with me because I want to explore the Kölsch scene of Cologne. So we're walking on to the next spot. Gaffel was nice. It was decent Kölsch. It's definitely not the best in the world, but style-wise it ticked the boxes. And you know, it was fun to go see it. It's not where the brewery is located anymore. The brewery is outside of the city. It's massive, so it's yeah, it's just a huge plant. This was, I think, where the brewery originally was situated. But now we're walking on to Päffgen, which from some of you guys, Anton said it is one of the best Kölsch producers in the city. And you can only get it on draft at the Brauhaus. They do not bottle it. So you have to go to Cologne to drink it. So we're gonna go there and we're gonna have some more Kölsch, and we're probably gonna have dinner there as well because it's getting around noon and we ate an early lunch. So, and we're drinking Kölsch. So we need food. So we're gonna be there in a few minutes, but see you guys at Päffgen. So we have arrived at the next location and we got fresh glasses of Kölsch being delivered as we speak. So we're at Päffgen Kölsch, Päffgen Brauerei. This has been probably the most requested Kölsch producer to visit in Cologne, because people were saying they make the best Kölsch in Cologne. And we decided to get food here as well, so we got some very classic Cologne dishes. And we already drank 1 glass of Kölsch. Here we go. The small glasses and everything. This has got a lot more flavor and a lot more body than Gaffel Kölsch. Gaffel Kölsch wasn't a bad beer, but this is just much more full body. Cheers. More full bodied, more hoppy, more spicy. It has like more of that German Kräuter spice to it. But I got a specialty here, which will be interesting. So it's called Rheinischer Sauerbraten mit Klößen und Apfelmus. And that is a sour, fried, heavily spiced meat dish that's, so braten is fried, and then it's with potato dumpling, it's with gravy, and in the gravy there's raisins, and then it's with applesauce. But what's interesting is that historically this was horse meat, and it's not horse meat everywhere nowadays, so maybe I'm having horse, I don't know. I've actually tried horse before, but it looks a bit more like beef or pork chop or something, but we'll find out. It's definitely tender, and it's really food that reminds me of my grandma back home. It looks like grandma food. So let's try Rheinischer Sauerbraten. Cheers. That is grandma food right there. Very nice. It tastes like it's braised. There's a lot of spice. I think there's clove in it. Clove or cinnamon. There's almost a festive Christmassy spice. The meat per se, what's tart or sour is the gravy. It has like a tart, like appley twang or something. It's really tasty. I think it tastes like either beef or veal. So I'm not sure if this is horse meat. But some restaurants do serve it as horse meat, but not a lot anymore. Quite nice. Quite autumnal. And then we got a classic here. This is something you get so many places in Germany. Klöße, potato dumplings. A fluff ball of potato to suck up gravy. I think it's the first time. I wonder if I just eat the applesauce. It's hot. I think eating applesauce in America is coming from Germany. I've never had it. It's cold. It's a really good applesauce. But yeah, it's quite different from from what we get served. It's at home. It's like grandma food, but it seems even more grandma food like than what we get at home. Yeah, it's really good classic stuff. Really old school food. If you love like heavy, hearty German food, you'll love this. This is very nice. Of all the German dishes that are classic that I've tried, some of my favorite is still Haxe. It's awesome. And then with a sip of Kölsch. Beautiful. That pairs perfectly. The spiciness and the floral nuances of the Kölsch really pairs well with this food. I'm amazed the body on this. It's like 4.8%. It's got a really slick, fluffy full body. That's a 2 thumb up Kölsch right there. I think this might be the best Kölsch I've had so far, but I would love it even more if it had a touch more of the floral vibe, just a little bit more. I think there's more hoppy than the other one, and not as fruity maybe, or yeasty fruity. There is a little bit of that pear apple thing, but it's mostly spicy hops and like really nice, crisp, bready malts. But we're gonna devour this, and then I don't know, maybe I think this is the only beer they do, so maybe head on to the next place afterwards. But cheers and delicious Kölsch and awesome classic German food. So we just arrived at Brauerei Malzmühle, which is right behind us. Another of the famous Kölsch breweries in Cologne. Päffgen was awesome. A bit of a long walk. We've done quite a different walk. We've gone in a triangle, but from here it's quite easy to get to some of the bars / breweries in the city center. So we're gonna go inside. We're gonna have some more Kölsch, and we'll see. Like so far, there hasn't been many specialities or different things other than, of course, the specialty that is Kölsch. But maybe some of the breweries that we're gonna be strolling past will do other styles as well. So let's go inside and check it out. So we're inside Brauerei Malzmühle. We're sitting in a small corner. It's probably loud because people are dining, having food. This is at one of the beer tables because we already had food, and we're having our next Kölsch, Mühlenkölsch. I think I've tried this. I've tried a handful of Kölsch. It was sent to me from Jens, I think his name was, back in the day, from Germany. And, they are really light and easygoing beer styles. Here they actually have a few other options, but one is just this in an alcohol-free version, and then something that's mixed with soda. And that's quite classic in Germany, like you have Cola Weizen and all these things. But I think I'm going to stick to the Kölsch. Quite bright flavor profile on this one, which I really like, but it doesn't have the body and like the maybe level of complexity as with Päffgen. It's a bit more light and easygoing. It's also the most bitter, I think, so far of the Kölsches, which is quite nice. I actually think I prefer this over Gaffel. Gaffel was a bit more ester forward. You taste more of that Kölsch yeast. But here it's also hop centric. There is a bit of that apple pear thing, but it's quite peppery and it's quite floral actually. It really has a hop character I like, but it lacks the same malt balance as Päffgen. I think if the hop character of this was in the Päffgen, I would have enjoyed the Päffgen even more. Yeah, probably my second favorite so far. This one is quite nice. We still have a ways to go, and I think maybe some of them, as I said earlier, will be normal breweries, not just Kölsch producers. But we'll see. There's loads of spots, and I'm not sure if all of them are breweries. I think a lot of them are also just bars that are owned by the producers of Kölsch, the brewers. But this is also nice. On the whole thumbs up scale, the Päffgen would be 2 thumbs up. The Gaffel was 1 thumb up, and this will be 1.5 thumb up. Like, it's very nice. I think the Päffgen I'd rate like a 90 something, whereas this would be like maybe in the mid 80s and a straight 80 or something for Gaffel. It's very classic stuff. They have abysmally low ratings online on Untappd because they're easygoing, soft, sessionable beers. People won't smack in the face. This is not a smack in the face, but it's really enjoyable. So we're drinking a non-Kölsch product at Malzmühle. We're drinking Kochsches Malzbier. So in Germany, it's a tradition of making a soft drink called malt soda, wheat soda. It's been called a malt drink. But here at Malzmühle, they make a Malzbier, which is a similar deal. It's just actually fermented, so it's often a kind of a beer-based soft drink. So it's like usually often unfermented wort that's carbonated and then served, and then it's with crystal malts, so it's like sweet. And it's funny because it's very much similar to something we have in Denmark, which is called Vidu, which is a non-alcoholic or low-strength beer that is the same color, same principle. This has a bit of sugar in it. The Danish version has too. The Danish version used to be top fermented. Now it's bottom fermented. I think they also put in licorice and things like this. But yeah, it smells and tastes exactly the same. It's almost like a cross beer and soda, and that's a big thing in Germany. You have the Cola Weizens and you have Radlers and all these things where you mix soft drink with beer, and it's almost a bit like that. It's nice. I don't think it's for everyone. I'd rather have Kölsch, but it's fun to try something a little bit different. Also because not a lot of other breweries we've been to so far serve anything but Kölsch. Besides maybe a beer brand, so like a schnapps made from distilled beer. But they also have a thing here where they get a Kölsch and they top off the Kölsch with a bit of this called a Schuss. So we're gonna try that and see how that is. So we got a Schuss now. So we took a glass of Kölsch, we mixed in some Kochsches Malzbier, and when you order something like this, it's called a Schuss. So this is another way to drink Kölsch, and this should give some more fullness and body to the Kölsch. It definitely smells sweeter. It's interesting. The Malzbier, the malt beer, really shines through on the aroma. Yeah, it gives it some sweetness. It gives it a touch of caramel. It's not half bad. I will say I like the Kölsch on its own, just because the Malzbier is quite sweet, and I'm more into drier beers. But I think people who in Denmark would like something like classic or something. they would like this. But yeah, this I think was it for Mühlen Kölsch. We're gonna head inwards to town and see what we stumble upon. There's a few different breweries. I think we're gonna try and go for one that serves different types of beer. I could go for a fresh Weizen or something like that right now because we had quite a few Kölsches already. How many did we have? 3 different places? We had 2. We had 6 Kölsches, but they're also tiny glasses. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next one. Cheers, guys. So we're at Sünner im Walfisch now, another of the Kölsch producers, and it's the first place where we're actually not having Kölsch. We're having Hefeweizen, just to get a break from all the Kölsch. So we're having Sünner Hefeweizen. We'll probably try, or at least I will try another glass of Sünner Kölsch, just to try it. But this is one of the most picturesque little beer bars here. It's in a small alleyway. It's right up through a huge church and cathedral maybe. It's not the big dome, the Kölner Dome, but it's beautiful. So yeah, we're having some Hefeweizen. Actually, not as banana heavy as I thought, but quite citrusy. There's definitely some banana, but very light smelling Hefeweizen. Let's try it. Cheers. A nice change of pace after all the Kölsch. It's lemony, it's peppery, black pepper, a little bit of clove, touches of banana, quite a lot of bubblegum on this one. It's not like the biggest full-bodied Hefeweizen I've had. It's not like the top of the pop. But it's really nice. It really works wonders in the heat right now. It's really hot today. It's got more flavor than most of the Kölsches we've had, but it's also a totally different style of beer. Huge yeast profile in this one with all the spiciness and the soft touches of banana. I'm even getting like apricot on this. It's very nice. This is also like 1.5 thumbs up. It's quite nice. It's not like the best of the best, but it does the job. So yeah, cheers. We're finishing off, guys, the last spot of the day. We're at Craft Beer Corner in Cologne, or specifically Craft Beer Corner Köln, but spelled C-O-E-L-N. I think that's just playing with Cologne and Köln. But this is a really, really cool craft beer bar. We just looked on the map close to the bar where we were just at, and this was really close by. It was a craft beer bar. I think a couple of people recommended this place as well. And I was like, let's just go there and have a final beer. And we went here, and it's just the coziest, coolest spot. Like, it's in 2 stories. We're sitting on the 2nd story right now. There's an outside patio where you can sit and enjoy some beer. There's a barbecue. I'm guessing they're doing events once in a while. And there's a room next door with 2 taps. But they have classic beer, and they have a lot of modern craft beer from a lot of modern craft breweries, like Orca Brau. And I'm drinking a beer from Orca Brau that's brewed in collaboration with the bar, called Escape to LA. I think it was, yes. So this is quite funny because I pinpointed to the bartender at the bar. They had a bottle of Wookie Jack, or not Wookie Jack, Double Jack from Firestone Walker. And it's like, wow, man, that's so old school. I haven't seen beers like this around in so long. It's been like, I had the rebrewed version of Wookie Jack last year, which was awesome, but I can't remember, or was it this year? But I can't remember the last time I've seen like an OG bomber of Firestone Walker beer anywhere, even though this one was, of course, opened. But apparently they came together to do a collab, and they wanted to do a tribute to the beer. So they brewed this 8.5% double IPA West Coast style. It is, I think it was tapped, as far as I could see, in late May. So when we're drinking this, it's about 4 weeks old, so it's quite fresh. And yeah, there's not any info on hops or anything other than it's 8.5%. I already had a little pre-taste here, and it's a bit hazy for a West Coast beer, but it's not too bad. Maybe it's like the last part of the keg or something like that, but it's like quite dark orange. And the aroma on it, this is like a lot of people, when they want West Coast, they want this. And I like this, but I really like the interpretation that like a lot of other West Coast breweries do now in America. But this is like resiny, piney, earthy. There's like this sugar-coated grapefruit aroma. touches of like almost like spicy rye or something, like really sweet bready malt, and like some hints of caramel malt too. Like it's really, and like it has like really oily hop flavors, like really loads of hot side hops. It smells great. Let's try it. Cheers. Really, really, really bitter. Really bitter. I wonder how bitter it is. It doesn't say. It just talks about it being a tribute. It's just like immensely dryingly bitter. Like a lot of old school West Coast was all about having like those really, really crazy high bitterings or high IBUs. So you got like loads of crazy bitter flavor, and that's what you're getting here. Loads of bitter, pithy grapefruit and pine, sugar-coated pink grapefruit, touches of orange and tangerine, caramel, sweet bready malt. It reminds me of something like, yeah, the old school Forester Walker stuff, or Green Flash, or old school Stone Ruination, things like that, like the really old school West Coast IPAs, and it's really well done at that. Again, we're not really using the regular grading scale, but this is the only 2 thumb up beer of the day. I think maybe also the Päffgen Kölsch could be a 2 thumb up. That was definitely the best Kölsch. But this is just really nice old school West Coast. Yeah, really cool spot. Like if you're in Cologne, any of the spots we went to in this video, I think they're definitely worth a visit. But if you're a craft beer geek and you don't want too much of the classic stuff, you should 100%, I think no matter what, you should stop by this place because it's really cool. But even though you're a craft beer geek and you might be like, Kölsch, you really need to go to at least Päffgen. I think I'm saying that right. Or you just need to try just a couple of Kölsches. You don't have to, do a quick big tour like we did, but go to one of the Kölsch places, Päffgen, as I said, for example. Have some classic food, have some Kölsch, and experience the Cologne beer culture, because it's really nice. You sit there with the small glasses, they check out how many glasses you're having, and you can have your food and whatever. You can try Schuss, all these things, which is really cool. But this is a must visit too. This is one of the coolest craft beer spots I've seen in ages. It's just really nice. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. Also remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Also let me know if you have any recommendations for Cologne that I missed. You can put it down in the video, in the comments section down below on the video. And yeah, I'm gonna say cheers and some delicious old school West Coast IPA, and see you guys in another On the Road video. Cheers.